Sanibonani babukele emakhaya nawo wonke umuntu obukele le video. Bengisacela umusha kule channel ucofoze usubscribe ubutton ulike ushare ucomment uvule notification ukuze uhlezi unotified ngakho konke okwenzeka kule channel.
Finish this and I'll postpone it to tomorrow. So the first part of this whole entire commission was where we apparently have a witness that is supposed to come and give testimony on Friday, right? And they need to give testimony, but apparently they now don't feel comfortable because apparently we this week are dealing with drug busts, and the first one was about the Port Shepstone one. This entire situation, or this incident, happened in 2021, in July of 2021, and apparently right now, since the past year, it has been very, very researched. And apparently they are investigating and are getting a lot of information together with leads when it comes to this particular one. And obviously, me and you know for sure that the reason why it's being investigated is because there are a whole lot of eyes on it. And sadly, we know for sure. I wouldn't be shocked if General Sinona is to actually get arrested. But let me not get ahead of myself. On this video, I want to talk about how there was an application. This application was for the witness that we are going to get on Friday to actually appear in camera. So the initial thought was that it's going to be partial, so we can hear him, we'll be able to hear him, but even if we don't see him. But now he feels uncomfortable and he feels unsafe, and therefore he definitely wants to apply for a full camera proceeding because there are names that must be mentioned. This is similar to Witness G, but not necessarily him. This was not about him. Now, the problem with this is the fact that it definitely is, unfortunately, going to form some form of precedence when it comes to why are you accepting other people to receive this treatment and you don't accept the fact that others can also be at risk, you know? And at the same time, how are we going to determine who is at more of a risk than the other? And at the same time, is it because the other one is not subpoenaed and must have the commission, or is it just because you really think this person is so important that the commission needs their testimony to make them understand and also back up certain claims that other people have made or done, so that the reporting and the recommendations, together with every single thing that must come with who is supposed to be investigated for what, must be assisted by this particular person who is a witness that does not want to be seen on TV. But I don't know what you think. The point is, the Madlanga Commission, well, Judge Madlanga actually said, you know what, there was a meeting. We were given the terms of reference and we need to make sure that South Africans believe in us. And therefore what we will do is, because the media came initially and said they are challenging the fact that there's an on-camera hearing only, they were trying to make sure they fight against the prejudice of the public not being able to know what's happening, and therefore they said we deserve it, the public wants to know, and therefore must cover this. And now Madlanga is saying I can't take that decision because initially we did tell everyone in our terms of reference that we are going to be as transparent as possible, particularly because we need South Africans to know what's happening and why we got to where we got to. And therefore I know you want me to say it's fine, he can go in camera, but I can't as well because we are here because we set a precedent. And it's very interesting because I'm very, very keen on seeing what actually basically happens on Friday, I'm sorry. But yeah, the conclusion of what he said to the advocate was, you know what, just tell your guy to be ready. Tell him, even if it's in a remote location or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that's the case, but if the media comes in and their submissions are actually very, very, very persuasive, then we may have to actually do what's right. So I think it's interesting. I don't know what you think about it, but I'm trying to figure out what will happen. What happens if the media says, yes, we want to do it, they are persuasive, and they say yes, and then this person then jeopardizes the investigation and is killed. Or in actual fact, defies the commission by not coming by not adhering to the subpoena because they're afraid they're going to go to jail, and they'd rather go to jail for being in contempt. It's not of court, but in contempt of the commission. People like that actually